Yeah, so here we are. We're finishing up the season. It's been a great season. Yeah, no doubt. We've done well. We made a bunch of good gold, but now we're finishing the season, which is basically pulling our equipment out of the creek and stowing it for winter and making our plans for next season.
And you know, we have a great idea for next year. Being miners, we're dreamers, and we're already thinking, you know, there could be some good gold over there. There could be some good gold over there. If we plan and put the dredge here, this is the time to think about it. And by next year, we'll be ready to go.
You can clearly see where we've ended. This is the top of our hole right here. And we've worked up the creek channel. You can see this confluence right here. This is where we stopped. The gold was still paying out good. Our last cleanup was a really good cleanup. It was a great way to end it.
That was really fun because we opened up the sluice box, took our tweezers, and picked out over a 1/4 ounce of little nuggets and flakes.
Yeah,
that was fun.
It was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. It was a great time. It all worked out. It all worked out really well. And it was a great place to end it. Because I know at the final day we were working here, you still wanted to punch on forward.
Well, you know, there's more gravel to work. And you convinced me it's the time to quit.
It's quit while we're ahead. But we have all next season.
This is a difficult to understand dynamics of the creek. At high water, of course, the water's rushing down right in front of us here, but also it's going around as it is. Even today, there's still a small trickle that ends up, and you can see that at full tilt, the water actually blows in and cut out behind the trees right in here. There's a third dynamic. Also at the very highest level, water runs down the middle right in here. And so what kind of turmoil that makes and where the gold drops out, we're not sure. We do know that there's gold behind this big boulder where we plan to work next year. We got the edges of it this year and it seemed to do well. Josh pointed out that the color of the gravel on the center one, the one that's basically dry now, the center high water area, that notice it's kind of lighter colored rock. It's more recently thrown up, but behind it, this side of that last trickle of water against the far bank there, you notice the rocks are darker. They've been there longer. They tarnish in the sun. There's more moss on them, and that shows there's different levels. One thing is that the creek is widening out right in here. It's probably relatively shallow. We're hoping 3 or 4 feet. And there's not big piles of big boulders. Well, there's a lot of mid-sized rocks in there, but there isn't the layering of boulders, ones over 3 and 4 feet, where they're stacked up 3 or 4 at a time. That becomes really difficult to move and to place them. And there's not as many in here. So we think that we can work our way through here next year. There's 400, 500 cubic yards here, something like that. We estimate that we worked 220 cubic yards in 20 days here, and it paid well enough. And the gold got bigger as we came up. We kept expecting the pay stick to drop out, and it didn't until right at the end here.
Right there's the end.
And it's a little blowout spot. Now, one spot that we hope to eventually get is the inside bank along in here, above this gray boulder here. That probably, it's going to be worth testing out, and we'll find out. But that also could be good. It's about where the water splits apart. So there's a lot to do next year, and we can dream about it all winter. And one thing we got to plan on is getting in shape, because I noticed that toward the end of the season here, I was doing a lot better. I could put more hours in.
Oh yeah, me too.
At the first part of the season, 2.5 hours, and I was really dragging the anchors all the time. And toward the end of it, I went some 5-hour days of heavy rock throwing. So we'll want to get in shape beforehand when we come down here, so maybe make the most of it.
Spring training,
that's right. And of course, it isn't, lifting out the gold is not usually the problem. That's usually not that heavy, but it's all those rocks repeatedly, and it can be tough on the back and the physics. So we want to get ready for that.
Sounds like a good plan.
Good.
Well, let's get this thing out of here and then move on to the next project.
I'm sure glad I have you as the partner, Josh.
It's been really fun.
6 years ago when I was here, I had to drag out the dredge with, your 12-year-old son at the time, and we struggled to get it. It was a tougher pack than this. We had two dredges. We actually had 2 4-inches in there to get out, and that was really hard. Today it'll be easier though.
All right, we'll get her done.
I think I'm wordless right now.
You're wordless right now? Okay, so, anyway, we can conclude a fantastic dredging season here.
Sure glad I had a good partner.
Well, me too. It
Made
was
all the
great.
difference.
I couldn't ask for a better guy to work with for dredging.
Are you going to be able to do better next year?
Well, we're going to certainly try.
Well, I didn't make 50 ounces this year.
We're going to keep going. Yeah, we'll keep trying. We'll keep trying.
Okay.
All right. So we'll pick this up next time.
Well, I'm just so glad this worked out. Originally I asked you just to help me get it moved over here.